You can't make millions off of nothing, can you? A man of subliminal messaging. Those phrases may mean nothing at the moment, but later on, they'll make sense. In strict fashion, what I've seen over the up and coming days is it's hard to get this out, man. I'm selling it right now. I'm stumbling over words, but right now at the moment, it's hard to really realize the repetitiveness throughout my life and trying to change the course of that by not only making videos but figuring out the most simple way to find a way out. You can't make millions off of doing nothing, I say, but that might not be the case. Me just talking to you might make me millions, so I can make you millions. It's always a money type of thing. It's always a transactional type of status, you know. So I want to come on here and discuss the values of you, my dog. I'm starting to go back on my videos, and you know, we're getting to the point where we're not seeing everything cringy and corny, but I'm looking at them. Some of them not looking so hard. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they starting to age like milk, really, like milk. But even with some of my videos that might not be ageless, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the type of timestamp we want, you know. But I tend not to, you know, enter my real life into the world of creation because it gets messy when your business is out there, you know. And if you don't want your business out there, sometimes you just gotta stop messing with people. And that's what I did, but somehow it still comes to bite me back in the butt, bro. You know, you gotta stand on what you do though, take responsibility. But at the same time, if you didn't cause it, don't worry. Like, if you said strictly you don't want something to happen and then they still do it, don't be mad. Just be like, I'm not gonna be a part of that, you know. It takes two to tango in any aspect of the world, you know. It took two to create me. Shoot, I'm lucky I'm here, you know. Shoot, mentally, I don't want to be here sometimes, but being depressed and just groveling in my situation is not gonna do anything. Me talking, me trying to change my ways is way better, you know. But as I work to this higher status of life and trying to make something bigger of myself, I just can't wait to hit it though. I just can't wait to start making that money on, making them racks, making them racketinis, you know, them buckaroos. I can't wait, because it'll get to the point where I'm gonna still be the same. I won't really change. My outside appearance might change, but inside, mentally, spiritually, I'm gonna still be the same guy. I'm gonna care for my family even if they don't love me, you know? Even if they hate my guts, they don't want me to be alive, I'm gonna still care for them, you know? I have a strange relationship with some of my legal guardians, some of my relatives, but we don't talk about that. We keep it P over around here, you know? So today we did PT, and look what I can do with my own. Ooh, yeah, man. You see that? Look. Look at that. Okay, it still cracks, but we can do that now. And we're getting to the stage where we're about to be able to throw objects with mathematical force. With a mass amount of force. Like, it's getting to that point when we're going to be able to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. I'm ambidextrous. I can throw with both hands, but I'm dominant with my right when it comes to throwing. But I write with my left. It's slow. It don't matter. But, excuse me. I want to come here and tell you today that I hope you're doing well, you know? Because not every day is going to be a good day. Some days you don't want to wake up. Some days you don't want to eat. Some days you just want to stay in your bed, you know? And that's me, I ain't gonna lie. But the one thing you don't want to be is become a bum. But if you do, be like one of them bums that know how to play chess or something, you know? Be unique. Don't gotta hold value in everything you do, but find something. Because if we live in this world and for nothing, you might as well make something out of it. Good facts by solitude. See, you gonna appreciate it. If you don't appreciate it, it's okay. Maybe you won't appreciate my words, but you'll appreciate my music when it's out. And it won't be no TikTok, YouTube type of music. It'll actually be like something you can really channel. So, with that in mind, what's the next up and coming thing for moi? What am I going to do for the next month? Because I don't want to be in the rat race, but I might have to infiltrate into the rat race to make some money on so I can buy better things and equipment to tell y'all how I truly feel. I'm thinking about getting a snowball mic. I don't know. I think that's the cheapest one I can get probably. I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. All right. But for now, sorry to say, not that much videos coming up. We're gonna start working more, so you won't see this pretty face as usual. But maybe in an up and coming video, one video might blow up, and I'm speaking straight nonsense, and they think that's what I'm talking about. I am a changing and evolving person. I'm not gonna be staying on the same topic, but that's indecisive sometimes. But I will try to stay on the same level for a max point so you can understand what I'm trying to do. You know, you're gonna stay right here so you can go up here. You know, you don't want to do this so you can go down. You know, you want to stay in a plateau so you can elevate up. Mosquito. Take this fanny pack off. Ugh. So, this is what I'm thinking, all right? Give you a little deep dive in my mind, my space. Mentally, I'm not here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in another place, but I have I have enough self-awareness to see that telling people that it's kind of corny. People won't understand. They'll just think you're crazy and pass you along. So I'm gonna keep on the facade that I'm a level-headed person. I'm not gonna lie. I can get crazy at times. I can have my moments. Like, I have the tendency to mimic people's accents and stuff like that. But I just do it just for shits and giggles. I do that a lot. I start making random noises, but that's okay. I feel like everybody does that though. You know, like everybody talks to themselves inside their head, but I talk out loud sometimes. Everybody does that. But YouTube is a great way to use those so-called tics or whatever that they call me crazy for and put it on video. Because I just think I'm not the smartest guy in the bunch. I mean, self-awareness is a sign of intelligence, but at the same time, what differentiates humans from regular animals? Self-awareness, being able why, who, and how, you know what I'm saying? Be able to question your mind. But it gets to the point where you're doing it too much that you think you're intellectual, but it doesn't really mean that. Don't make your whole personality being deep. Because if that's the case, nobody gonna take you serious. Talk about some topics that you don't want to talk about, but be authentic about it, All right. But we'll get to the point where not only will we talk about topics, we'll be figuring out what's the main goal for our type of people, What's the main goal for humanity? And if I'm being honest, I feel like humanity only got 200 years left in us. The way we're going right now, it's not looking so great. I don't know. Whoever is really on top, he's a genius, or they are a genius, because instead of having a one definite point that is infinite, we have a finite point that is split into two groups that have subgenres into 4 groups. So there's 2 2 groups, and then it splits into 4. Because you know why 4? Because each different group takes 1 point of the main group and makes that their whole personality. I explain it pretty, but we'll figure it out when we get older. But all right, I'm gonna say this while I'm young. Your mind is the greatest weapon to use, and mainly I say that because when you're in your teens, that's when your mind is the most powerful. It's the most potent when you're around this age, when you're in your young adult stage, and it starts to solidify when you get older. That's why you see people so substantial, you know? They're fine with what they're doing. They don't want more. Okay? Second thing is, being self-aware of your issues does not create solutions. All right? Third thing, people won't pay attention to you until you die or you do something outrageous that's in front of their face. Something that sparks controversy, something that's violent, something that's evil. People use violence to speak to the masses, all right? Fourth thing, devices is the fruit of our poison, you know? We might embellish into the technology and stuff like that. I'm not saying that we should go back to the good old days. I'm saying that what I'm using right now could help, but also diminish and kill us, all right? But people won't see that. They'll just see me rambling, you know, when I'm talking about, he just yapping. Next video. And it's okay. The people that get it will, the people that don't, you know. And don't call it fake woke, because I'm not woke. You know? I'm not woke at all. This is what I see. This is what I see and what I hear. But everything is not an original thought. Everybody has their own thought, but it's not an original thought. It's just an imitation of a thought that was already made. But it gets to the point where if you start thinking like that, you get depressed because you're like, dang, ain't nothing I do is original, so what's the point of doing anything? Figure out what's gonna make you original, make you top of the crop. Anyway, simple day to day. Once we figure out how to get some motion, some controversy, some attention. Attention is all we want, bruh. Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants to be heard, but not a lot of people say it. But with that in mind, I'm gonna cut this video short. I might make another one with the same fit. So don't be alarmed if the next video is me with the same fit on. And y'all boy, well, you have a blessed day and you figure out what's your purpose in life, you know? It's a great thing. And I love you, my dude.